السماوات والأرض مثل نوره كمشكاة فيها مصباح المصباح في زجاجة الزجاجة كأنها كوكب دري يوقد من شجرة مباركة زيتونة لا شرقية ولا غربية يكاد زيتها يضيء ولو لم تمسسه نار على نور يهدي الله لنوره من يشاء ويضرب الله الأمثال للناس والله بكل شيء عليم. صدق الله العظيم.
Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates from observer states, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. I call to order the Model SAARC Summit meeting. Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great privilege and honor that I welcome you all to the second Model SAARC Summit organized by the political science students of Faculty of Arts of Maldives National University. I am also delighted to welcome the chief guest of this Model SAARC Summit, Her Excellency Farzana Zahir, the Additional Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Indeed, we are extremely grateful for the chief guest for finding time amid her busy schedule to grace a special event organized by the students of MNU. In the same breath, I wish to welcome the distinguished High Commissioners and the representatives from the SAARC diplomatic missions resident in the Maldives. I also duly recognize our leaders of the university, Dr. Muhammad Sharif, esteemed Vice Chancellor, and Asim Abdul Sattar, Dean of Faculty of Arts, at the second Model SAARC Summit. Undoubtedly, all of your presence at this Model SAARC Summit is a great source of inspiration to all of us. Thank you for joining this summit and lifting our hearts. Now, I will turn to the Model SAARC Summit. Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates from observer states, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to congratulate the President, the government, and the people of Maldives for organizing the second Model SAARC Summit in Male. Again, thank you, Your Excellency, the government, and the people of Maldives for the warm hospitality extended to us. It is our utmost pleasure to be in this beautiful country, which are blessed with mesmerizing, gorgeous island sceneries, white sandy beaches, and most importantly, one of the most hospitable people of the world. In accordance with the SAARC practice, I would like to hand over the chairmanship to the new host of this second Model SAARC Summit, and thus invite Her Excellency Madam Rana Wahid, President of the Maldives, to assume the chairmanship. Let me also wish every success to this organization under the new leadership of Her Excellency Madam Rana Wahid, whose expert guidance would accelerate multifaceted regional cooperation pursued by the Model SAARC Summit.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you to the outgoing chairperson of the Model SAARC Summit, Her Excellency, Madam Mariam Nauha Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Nepal. May I now draw the attention of the distinguished delegates of this summit to the agenda before us for consideration contained in Summit Document A/2023/SAARC/25. If no delegate has any objection, I wish to adopt the agenda. I see no objection. It is decided. I now move to the agenda item number 2. Allow me to make my statement on behalf of the Republic of Maldives. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellencies, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. A very good evening to all. It has been a great pride and honor for the people of the Republic of Maldives to host the second Model Summit of the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation in our capital city, Male, and to assume the role of its chairmanship. We gather here every 2 years to address the challenges that our region faces, to revitalize our shared vision, and to reaffirm commitment to fostering cooperation and unity among our nations. Allow me, on behalf of the people and the government of Maldives and of my own, to express profound appreciation and gratitude to excellencies, honorable ministers, and distinguished delegates from observer states, and the SAARC Secretariat for your contributions and valuable cooperation extended to me. I would further like to extend my gratitude and congratulations for the outstanding efforts of the outgoing chairperson, Her Excellency, the Prime Minister of Nepal, Madam Mariam Nauha Ibrahim. I am confident that the Maldives would receive continued cooperation in addressing the SAARC agendas of various meetings. Excellencies, first and foremost, the COVID-19 pandemic has been a formidable adversary and has affected every corner of our globe. It has tested our healthcare systems, strained our economies, and most tragically, claimed the lives of countless people. The Maldives, like many other countries, has felt the profound impact of this virus. In the face of this crisis, we have learned the importance of unity, collaboration, and regional cooperation. I would like to highlight and thank the generous assistance provided by the Government of India, especially with the supply of essential food items and medicines, financial assistance of $250 million to support our economy, and the donation of 100,000 doses of vaccines to the Maldivian people. I also have the honor to include the governments of Pakistan, China, Japan, Australia, and the United States in my gratitude for their crucial assistance to the Maldivian government in our COVID-19 response and recovery efforts. The Maldives was able to contribute $200,000 to the SAARC COVID-19 emergency fund as well. I hope our contributions, though small, made some impact in our global fight against this pandemic. Certainly, it is in times of adversity that our bonds must grow stronger. Excellencies, climate change remains an existential threat, particularly to small island states like the Maldives. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and ocean acidification are affecting our environment, economy, and most importantly, the lives of our people. We are resolute in our commitment to actively engage with the challenges and opportunities presented by the climate crisis. In 2020, the Maldives became the first developing country to successfully and completely phase out the production and consumption of hydrochlorofluorocarbons, the destructive greenhouse gas, 10 years ahead of schedule under the Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer. The government of Maldives has initiated a nationwide project with the objective of attaining net zero emissions by the year 2030, with the expectation of accomplishing this goal through worldwide cooperation. As a regional bloc, we must be more ambitious in our efforts to combat climate change, meet our obligations under the Paris Agreement, and support sustainable development across the region. By working together on mitigation, adaptation, and climate finance, we can ensure a more secure and sustainable future for our people. Excellencies, combating terrorism and violent extremism remains one of the most pressing challenges of our time. It is an issue that transcends borders and hinders regional security and prosperity. The South Asian region has, on occasion, been a victim of heinous acts of terrorism that have caused immense suffering to our people. As responsible members of this global community, it is imperative that we enhance law enforcement cooperation and strengthen the legal frameworks within our region to effectively combat this threat. By uniting against violent extremism, we demonstrate the strength of our regional solidarity, emphasizing that the values of peace, tolerance, and cooperation are the most effective antidotes to the poison of extremism and terrorism. We share the responsibility of maintaining our region as a beacon of hope and progress for future generations. Excellencies, today, I wish to bring to your attention a matter of paramount importance that resonates not only within the region but also across the global stage: the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza Strip. The Maldives, along with many other countries, is deeply concerned about the humanitarian crisis unfolding in Palestine. We must call for an immediate ceasefire and resumption of peace negotiations. The suffering of innocent civilians, especially children, is unacceptable. And we, the SAARC, as a community of nations, have a moral duty to support diplomatic efforts to bring about a peaceful resolution to the Palestine-Israel conflict. We must recognize the importance of dialogue, compromise, and respect for the principles of international law in achieving a just and lasting peace in the Middle East region. Excellencies, finally, to conclude, our region faces an array of common challenges, including poverty, climate change, public health crises, and economic disparities. In light of the global and regional complexities we face today, I urge all SAARC member states to come together, transcending differences and grievances, to revitalize the SAARC agenda for peace and unity. Excellencies, our region's potential is boundless, but its challenges are formidable. Let us harness our collective strength, wisdom, and resolve to breathe new life into SAARC, to ensure that it fulfills its crucial role in shaping the future of South Asia. Together, we can make a significant difference in the lives of our people and contribute to a more peaceful and prosperous region. Thank you. Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates from observer states, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Now we move into agenda item 3, which is the address by the heads of states and governments. May I now invite Her Excellency, the Prime Minister of Nepal, Madam Mariam Nauha Ibrahim, to deliver her statement. Your Excellency has the floor.
Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates from observer states, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and namaste. I feel honored to deliver the country statement of Nepal in this second Model SAARC Summit. As we gather in this beautiful island nation, we're reminded of the same history, culture, and aspirations that unite our South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. SAARC, a symbol of optimism and collaboration, was established to promote regional stability and economic development for all members. And it is critical that we continue to collaborate to achieve these objectives. Excellencies, the COVID-19 pandemic was a truly challenging global crisis that put the world's resilience and unity to the test. During this, regional collaboration within SAARC has been critical in minimizing the pandemic's impact. As we've seen, the virus knew no borders and required a united response. SAARC member states worked together to share expertise, resources, and tactics to effectively fight the pandemic. Several SAARC countries contributed to the critical medical supplies such as masks and ventilators to individuals in need. Some SAARC countries were actively involved in vaccine production and distribution while offering assistance to other SAARC members. This has proven critical in ensuring fair access to vaccines for all in our region. The pandemic highlighted the significance of regional cooperation. It revealed that our collective strength is significantly larger than the sum of our individual strengths. SAARC's efforts to combat the COVID-19 pandemic demonstrates the power of cooperation in times of disaster. Excellencies, Nepal is proud to be a key player in the regional energy landscape, and we have achieved significant milestones in the field of hydropower. In our pursuit of clean, sustainable, and abundant energy, we have not only met our domestic energy needs, but have also established ourselves as a valuable partner in the regional energy market, especially in our collaboration with our esteemed neighbor, India. Our partnership with India in the field of hydropower is a shining example of regional cooperation. We have engaged in discussions and agreements that open the door to a brighter, more energy-secure future for both our nations. These projects are not just about energy production, but represents the foundation for a stronger, more interconnected South Asia. Excellencies, Nepal has consistently prioritized regional cooperation as a cornerstone of our foreign policy, upholding the principles enshrined in the SAARC. We strongly believe that SAARC possesses the potential to be a potent driver of development and prosperity throughout South Asian region. While we have made noteworthy strides in areas like trade, connectivity, energy, finance, education, people-to-people exchanges, and healthcare, especially in our collective response to the COVID-19 pandemic, we acknowledge that there's more work to be done. Our vision is to deepen the impact and relevance of our regional cooperation efforts. It's clear that the momentum has faltered. Delays in convening meetings and other SAARC mechanisms have hampered the organization's effectiveness and overall performance. However, we underscored the importance of revitalizing SAARC to effectively fulfill the development aspirations of the people of South Asia. I wish to express my sincere appreciation for the outstanding efforts of the Secretariat within my nation. Their tireless dedication and commitment have been instrumental in advancing our shared objectives. Today, I would like to humbly appeal to our esteemed member states to extend their generous support in enhancing the functionality and effectiveness of the Secretariat. Your contributions will undoubtedly play a pivotal role in further strengthening our collective missions and achieving even greater milestones together. Finally, as we convene in this wonderful environment, we must remember that the SAARC's success is the collective prosperity of our nations, and more significantly, the development of our citizens' lives. Let us keep the spirit of collaboration alive by working together to address region's serious concerns and to achieve a brighter future for all South Asians. Nepal is dedicated to the SAARC ideals and to cooperating with all member states to realize our region's full potential. We can work together to make South Asia stronger and more successful. Thank you, and may this summit welcome a new era of regional cooperation and prosperity.
I extend my thanks to Her Excellency, Madam Mariam Nauha Ibrahim, the Prime Minister of Nepal, for her statement, highlighting various aspects of regional cooperation and kind words addressed to me and my country. I now call upon His Excellency, Mr. Mohammad Rauhan Ahmad, the Prime Minister of Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, to deliver his statement. Excellency, you have the floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Chairperson, distinguished heads of states and government, foreign ministers, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be here in the beautiful island nation of the Maldives, where peace is established and regional cooperation is practiced. I want to thank Ms. Nauha Ibrahim for your excellent leadership as the outgoing chairperson of SAARC, and I join my distinguished colleagues in congratulating you on your election as the new chairperson of SAARC, Ms. Rana Wahid. I assure full support and cooperation from Afghanistan. Excellencies, our theme of deeper integration for peace and prosperity is imperative. The chances of our citizens are defined by the ability of our leaders in government, businesses, and in civil spaces to shape the regional and global environment for collaboration and cooperation. I lead a country marked by recurrent acts of terror against the innocents. We have been trying to render terrorism important as a policy tool. Collapse or failures of state results in the emergence of ungoverned spaces and provides breeding grounds for criminal enterprises and networks of violence to form a symbiotic relation. Deeper integration within SAARC therefore requires honesty in facing the various degrees of hostility, both covert and overt, and making genuine commitment to address the root causes of violence within and across our countries. Deeper integration for peace also requires us to acknowledge failures of governance such as corruption, exclusion, and injustices on the part of the rich and the powerful. Deeper integration for prosperity is an even more of an imperative for our countries. The growth of the Bangladesh, India, and the Maldives has shown that we have the capability to be more than the largest number of the least economically integrated region in the world. Yet we have been unable to translate the discourse of cooperation into a reality. The constraint is in the lack of political will. The Asian continental economy is in the process of emerging. Whether we can energize the SAARC region with the CASA 1000 project depends on our collective will. We are forced to create paths of dependencies on economic ties that will determine the orientation, life chances, and the sense of identity of our young people. To translate our latent assets into the well-being of our people, we are determined to create a system of accountability that will result into a compact between our people, the state, and our international partners. We see areas where we could open up the prospects for deepening and broadening regional cooperation. Trading in electricity, building gas and oil pipelines, telecom and fiber optic networks, railways and highways will soon follow. The breakthrough is not in the connectivity, but rather in the maintenance of the infrastructure that will be the precondition and the result of our cooperation. We see the construction industry as a significant driver of growth in our economies. Were SAARC to form a commission on infrastructure and connectivity To explore the advantages of regional cooperation, we might be able to align our visions and deliver. We thank India for providing us with the much-needed 500,000 doses of vaccines when COVID-19 was wreaking havoc in Afghanistan as well as within the SAARC region. We thank the member countries for contributing their money into the SAARC COVID Emergency Relief Fund. And let me take a moment to draw attention to the plight of our people who are devastated by a series of earthquakes. At least 38,500 homes have been destroyed or damaged, and 154,000 people have been affected by the earthquakes. I call upon my colleagues to extend your much valuable help to the people of Afghanistan. Let me also take a moment to draw our attention to another calamity that is unfolding. More than 2 million people of the Gaza Strip are denied their basic fundamentals. I call upon the SAARC and its partners to do what it can to restore peace in the region. In conclusion, I wish to reiterate that despite being plunged into conflict in 1978, we are determined to create a virtuous circle of peace, stability, and prosperity. As the Prime Minister of Afghanistan, I am committing our country to deeper integration for peace and prosperity. Thank you very much.
I thank His Excellency Mr. Mohammad Rauhan Ahmad, the Prime Minister of Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan, for his statement, with insightful remarks on the growth of the South Asia region and your vision for a more peaceful Afghanistan. Thank you. I now invite Her Excellency Madam Aishat Rasan Azad, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, to deliver her statement at the second Model SAARC Summit. Excellency, you have the floor.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Madam Chairperson, Honorable Presidents and Prime Ministers of SAARC member states, Honorable Ministers and Representatives, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening to all. I am delighted to stand before you in the breathtaking Maldives, where the gentle waves of the Indian Ocean serves as a reminder of the vast potential and boundless opportunities that the South Asia offers. This SAARC summit is not just a gathering, it's a moment of shared promises and aspirations. I would like to express my heartfelt congratulations to President Rana Wahid on her elect as the chair of SAARC. I am positive that SAARC will reach greater heights under her competent leadership. Madam Chairperson, our association was founded nearly 4 decades ago with the primary goal of fostering collaboration for the welfare and prosperity of the people. I remain optimistic about what SAARC will achieve given our shared political will and aspirations. Excellencies, Bangladesh has always been a country of hope. When the Rohingya refugees came to our country, we welcomed them with open arms. For the past 5 years, my country and I have held high hopes that the people of the Rohingya could go back to their own homes, their motherland, Myanmar, with safety, security, and dignity. However, our calls have remained unheeded and our hopes unfulfilled. We are now in the 6th year of the crisis, yet we still hold the hope for a durable solution to this crisis. I call upon our international friends and development partners to support our efforts in this regard. The Rohingyas themselves also wish to return to their homes. We continue to prioritize and ensure the safety and well-being of the Rohingya population, despite the obstacles posed by the COVID-19 outbreak. We have stuck to our belief that nobody is safe until every single one of us is safe. This group is now a part of our nationwide vaccination campaign. On that note, we thank you, India, for your generous donation of 1.2 million doses of vaccine. Excellencies, let us remember that economic prosperity is not limited to economic figures. It's about changing people's lives. It's about generating possibilities. Bangladesh has always been a forerunner in poverty alleviation via microfinance and rural developments. Let us collaborate to promote these success stories and build a symphony progress throughout our region. Madam Chairperson, since taking office in 2009, we have made significant investments to create a human-centered, inclusive, contemporary democracy in the image of a father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Following in his footsteps, we have turned Bangladesh from a lower middle income country to a middle income country via relentless efforts, sensible policy reforms, and forward-thinking investments. We are particularly encouraged to witness your development journey from a successful transition from an LDC to a middle income country. And we hope that with our graduation as an LDC by 2026, that us and the Maldives would tap the complementarities. Excellencies, our lovely South Asian region, with its different landscapes, is facing an increasing challenge. The impact of climate change is all too visible, from rising sea levels to extreme weather occurrences. Despite producing less than 0.47% of global emissions, Bangladesh is still one of the world's most vulnerable climate change countries. To counter these challenges, urgent, bold, and ambitious collective action is required. Ladies and gentlemen, 49 years ago, our father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, in his maiden speech at the UNGS said, "The Bengali nation is pledge-bound to establish a global order based on peaceful coexistence, social justice, and freedom from poverty, hunger, exploitation, and aggression." That goal continues to govern Bangladesh's national development efforts as well as our participation in regional and global issues. Excellencies, the Palestine issue is once again on headlines everywhere. I can relate to people's pain and sorrow since I have personally experienced the horrors of war, murder, and conflict, as well as having witnessed the atrocities of assassination and bloodshed. I offer up my prayers to all of our Palestinian brothers and sisters. Therefore, I am making to all of you and the world leaders to turn away from conflict and violence and instead work together to promote lasting peace, the welfare of humanity, and the economic well-being of this generation and all future generations. Let us focus on a realistic, result-oriented partnerships for cooperation, prosperity, reclaiming pledge to create a peaceful, progressive, and connected and knowledge-based South Asia. I thank you all. Joy Bangla, Joy Bangabandhu, may Bangladesh live forever.
I thank Her Excellency Madam Aishat Rasan Azad, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, for her thoughtful remarks, committing to make our cooperation fruitful. Thank you. Now I call upon Her Excellency Madam Naishan Nashid Yusuf, the Prime Minister of Bhutan, to deliver her statement. Excellency, you have the floor.
Honorable Chairperson, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I have the honor to convey the warm greetings and good wishes of His Majesty King Jigme Khesar Namgyal Wangchuk, the government and the people of Bhutan to this October gathering and to the friendly people of Maldives. Maldives' stunning beauty and the diplomatic importance of holding SAARC summit in the Maldives is truly appreciated. We extend our gratitude to the Maldivian government and to the Maldivian people for their warm hospitality and meticulous arrangement. Madam Chairperson, my delegation extends heartfelt congratulations on your election as a chair of SAARC. We have every confidence that SAARC will experience significant enhancement under your wise leadership. Your Excellency, please be assured of our government's unwavering support and cooperation. I would also like to convey my deepest appreciation to Her Excellency Mariam Nauha Ibrahim for the sterling manner in which she discharged her responsibilities during her tenure as our chairperson. Excellencies, Bhutan extends sincere congratulations to SAARC for its exemplary handling of the COVID crisis and the establishment of the vaccine fund. The coordinated response and the solidarity among member nations notably demonstrates a strong commitment to our people's welfare. These initiatives highlight the collaborative strength within SAARC and underscores the region's resilience in facing global challenges. Bhutan is honored to contribute to this collective effort and eagerly anticipates further involvement in impactful initiatives within the SAARC framework. Excellencies, Bhutan embarked on a deliberate path towards environmentally sustainable development approximately half a century ago. Throughout this period, we have consistently initiated policies aligned with ecological principles. In our constitution, we have enshrined our commitment to maintaining a minimum of 60% forest cover. We have also pledged perpetual carbon neutrality and allocated more than 50% of our national territory as protected areas. While we recognize the relatively modest impact of our actions on a global scale, we remain steadfast in our principled commitment, even when much larger and more developed nations may lag behind in their efforts in these areas. However, sadly, we are already grappling with the heart-wrenching consequences of climate change. Snowfalls have become a rare sight, even on our majestic mountaintops. Our glaciers are shrinking, crops are failing unpredictably, and our rivers and streams are running lower. The climate has turned more extreme, with devastating flash floods and landslides becoming a distressing routine, leaving a trail of destruction. The alarming surge in devastating floods each season is a stark wake-up call. Especially as we stand here today in the Maldives, a beautiful and peaceful country, yet a low-lying nation intimately aware of their existential threats posed by rising sea levels and climate change. Today, we can no longer turn a blind eye to the imminent dangers of environmental degradation. It is imperative that our individual national endeavors spark a surge in collective action to uphold its environmental responsibilities, both at regional and global scales. Excellencies, Bhutan's pioneering of the Gross National Happiness Index stands as a significant diplomatic achievement. We maintain a holistic approach that captures the essence of what it means to lead a truly fulfilled life. It transcends conventional economic indicators by encompassing psychological well-being, health, education, and environmental sustainability. Bhutan's focus on the happiness of its citizens represents a distinctive approach to development that has garnered global admiration. By placing happiness at the nucleus of its policy framework, Bhutan sets a formal and commendable example, inspiring nations worldwide to consider holistic, balanced, and sustainable approaches to well-being. We aim to steer our friendly nations towards a future where the prosperity of the heart is just as vital as that of our wallets. Excellencies, poverty still haunts our region, a painful contrast to our rich cultural heritage. We cannot bear to witness our people in hunger and deprivation. Our region is blessed with abundant natural resources, and it is our duty to ensure that they are distributed more equitably. Additionally, our most precious asset is our people, representing a fifth of the world's population. With their youthful energy and dynamism, they hold boundless potential to transform our region. We must furnish them with quality education, skills, and the unwavering support to help them realize their aspiration. Our mission to alleviate poverty must tap into the wealth of our natural resources and also harness the promise of our people. Excellencies, I am delighted to highlight our significant process in enhancing living standards in Bhutan. Notably, 94% of the population has access to safe drinking water. Primary health coverage reaches 90%, and the net primary school enrollment stands at 98.5%. Despite these achievements, we acknowledge that poverty amidst burgeoning prosperity remains a formidable challenge, with 12% of our population still living below the poverty line. As a small and least developed nation that embraces the philosophy of gross national happiness, our government is always steadfast in its commitment to reducing poverty, and we proudly prioritize the socio-economic well-being of all our citizens. Madam Chairperson, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, without a doubt, South Asia is a region with vast potential. This region holds enormous promise, but our concerted effort is needed to unlock this potential for the benefit of our people. We must act together, strengthen our resolve, and tear down barriers hindering our effective cooperation. When necessary, we should draw inspiration from the success of other regional partnerships as well. Today, I will leave this summit with the full confidence that my beloved member nations will exercise their political will and take the necessary steps to ensure that South Asia as a whole can reap the full benefits of close regional cooperation. I thank you for your kind attention.
I thank Her Excellency Madam Naishan Nashid Yusuf, the Prime Minister of Bhutan, for her statement. I can congratulate Bhutan's national achievements and for the pioneering of the Gross National Happiness Index. It is truly a remarkable feat. Thank you. I now invite Her Excellency Madam Fatmat Zaina Mohammad Musa, the Prime Minister of India, to address this summit. Excellency, you have the floor.
Excellencies, heads of states and governments, distinguished delegates from observer states, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, Namaste and a very good evening to you all. Let me begin by expressing my compliments to the new chairperson of SAARC, Her Excellency Rana Wahid. Madam President, I congratulate you for the exemplary manner in which you have presided over this summit, and I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our gracious host for their warm hospitality once again. On this note, I also give my regards to the outgoing chair, Prime Minister of Nepal, Her Excellency Nauha Ibrahim, for your outstanding leadership and dedication during your tenure as the chair of SAARC. Your commitment to fostering cooperation and collaboration among South Asian nations has been commendable. Excellencies, the future I dream for India is the future I dream for our entire region. Ours is a region of thriving democracy, of rich inheritance, and a strong thirst for change and progress. Excellencies, the world is in a great turmoil. Structural inequalities and unequal growth has imposed burdens on the global south, but stresses has been aggravated by the impact of COVID-19 pandemic and the repercussions of the ongoing conflicts and disputes. As a result, the socio-economic gains of the recent years have rolled back. However, India's commitment to the SAARC region is steadfast, always guided by always choosing our neighbors first. We will emphasize on cooperation, development, and mutual support among our neighboring countries. Under this strategy, India will always be an active developmental partner of SAARC nations, working on several initiatives to boost connectivity, infrastructure, people-to-people relations, bringing outcome-oriented discussions that benefit the neighbors. Excellencies, to further promote knowledge sharing and development, we have extended our national knowledge network to Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Bhutan. This initiative fosters academic and research collaborations among SAARC countries, helping to build a knowledge-based society in our region. The South Asian satellite that we launched in 2017 has demonstration terminals installed in Bhutan, Maldives, Nepal, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka. This satellite serves as a testament to our commitment to providing communication and technological support for our SAARC neighbors. The SAARC Disaster Management Center provides essential policy advice and technical support and training services to all SAARC member states. This underscores our commitment to ensuring safety and resilience of the SAARC neighbors and the SAARC region in the face of natural calamities. Excellencies, India assumed the G20 presidency with a great responsibility. Our concept of one Earth, one future, one family address the needs of many. They include the Action Plan for Sustainable Development Goals, a pressing requirement in shaping our planet's future, the High Principles of Life, and the Green Development Pact. Excellencies, on November 15th of 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we all met through a video conference to try and tackle the global issue of this new era. After this conference, we worked together to create the SAARC COVID-19 Emergency Fund with an initial offer of a much-needed $10 million to address the immediate needs for the region. Our humanitarian relief efforts in the region include supply of millions of doses of COVID-19 vaccines, COVID protection and testing kits, as well as laboratory and hospital equipments. The informal SAARC Foreign Ministers session at the 2019 United Nations General Assembly focused on eliminating all types of terrorism for our SAARC region's survival and growth. Excellencies, India has entered the Amrit Kal, a quarter century where greater progress and transformation awaits us. The world saw a glimpse of what is to come when our Chandrayaan-3 landed the moon on 23rd August of this year. Excellencies, I speak for a society where ancient traditions of democracy have struck deep modern roots. As a civilizational polity that embraces modernity, we bring both tradition and technology equally and confidently to the table. It is this fusion that today defines India, that is the Bharat. Thank you.
I thank Her Excellency Madam Fatmat Zaina Mohammed Musa, the Prime Minister of India, for her statement. Excellency's shared vision for your country and SAARC member states is much appreciated, and the commitment given for united cooperation is indeed inspiring. May I now call upon Her Excellency Madam Fatmat Wania Yamin, Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, to address the second SAARC Summit. Excellency, you have the floor.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellency Rana Wahid, President of the Republic of Maldives and the Chair of this SAARC Summit. My fellow distinguished heads of states and the governments of SAARC member nations, ladies and gentlemen. It is a matter of immense pleasure for me to be among my eminent colleagues from South Asia and other friendly states in this beautiful city, Malé. The Maldives, needless to emphasize, is famous for its tourism industry with its distinctive white beaches and crystal clear waters. I convey my congratulations to the government of the Maldives for the successful organization of the SAARC Summit and extend our profound gratitude to Her Excellency President Rana Wahid, her government, and the gracious people of the Maldives for their warm hospitality and welcoming atmosphere. Allow me to affirm that Pakistan stands with you in your commendable endeavors to advance the cause of regional cooperation within South Asia. Together, let us work towards a brighter and more prosperous future for our shared region. Excellencies, on behalf of the people of Pakistan, I extend heartfelt greetings and convey sentiments of friendship and goodwill to the people of the SAARC region. Excellencies, Pakistan regards SAARC with great significance. The organization symbolizes the collective aspiration of our region's people for peace, advancement, and prosperity. In a region that accommodates nearly 1/4 of the world's population, Pakistan confronts challenges such as poverty, healthcare issues, and low literacy rates, with our human and social indicators ranking among the lowest. Regrettably, our region remains among the least integrated on the global stage. Excellencies, my country was one of the worst hit in the world by the COVID-19 pandemic. However, I am proud to say that more than 90% of Pakistan's 241 million people are now vaccinated against COVID-19. COVID-19 positivity rate stands at 0.76%, with no patients are in critical condition. Excellencies, last year my country was struck with a very challenging flood crisis, affecting over 33 million people, with a staggering 20.6 million requiring urgent humanitarian assistance. Fast forward to today, 1 year later, 1.5 million people remain displaced. A significant segment of the flood-affected population still grapples with the unmet essential of
essentials of food and shelter, as more than 40% of them depend on humanitarian aid on their survival. It is very important that we undertake extensive measures to combat the challenges posed by climate change. While we express our gratitude for the support received from SAARC, the heightened risk of waterborne diseases and malnutrition requires further assistance. Excellencies, as you know, my country has been in a difficult political situation since last year. But I assure you that my government is trying our best to manage the situation well with consideration to democratic good governance. Let me also assure you that we will have our general elections within the 90-day duration as scheduled. And I guarantee you that the successive government will also highly regard democracy and good governance as our country always aspires. Excellencies, my vision for our region is a dispute-free South Asia where instead of fighting each other, we jointly fight poverty, illiteracy, disease, malnourishment, and unemployment. Our focus shifts from internal conflicts to nurturing our youth, empowering them to channel their creativity, talent, and enterprise. Through the reinforcement of trust among our nations, we become better equipped to address our shared challenges. I also wish to emphasize the importance of the role of the SAARC observers. Their engagement offers valuable opportunities for SAARC to obtain benefits from their interactions. All things aside, I emphasize, we must unite as one to confront a challenge far greater than ourselves. We must collectively invest together, build together, and combat the most crucial battle of climate change together. Before I conclude, I urge all the member states here to push for an immediate ceasefire in Palestine and to abide by the UN resolution calling for a humanitarian truce. I wish this summit every success. Thank you.
I thank Her Excellency Madam Fatma Twania Yamin, Prime Minister of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, for her insightful statement. Excellency's commitment to the continuity of the South Asia region's growth is much appreciated. I have much honor to call upon our last speaker from member states of SAARC to address the summit now. Therefore, I call upon His Excellency, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ibrahim Mahil Mohammed, to deliver his statement. Excellency, you have the floor.
Your Excellency Rana Wahid, President of the Republic of Maldives and the Chair of this Model SAARC Summit, my fellow distinguished heads of states and governments of SAARC member nations, ladies and gentlemen, Ayubowan. It is indeed a great honor for me to attend this Model SAARC Summit in Male City, the capital of the Maldives. Please allow me to extend my sincere appreciation to you, Madam President, and to the government and the friendly people of the Maldives for their warm hospitality. Madam Chairperson, let me first convey to you my warmest congratulations for your taking over as Chair of SAARC. I guarantee you that Sri Lanka will always remain a supporter in reaching high levels of cooperation among SAARC. And I have no doubt that with your leadership, SAARC will achieve significant success for the South Asia region as well as for the citizens of our nations. On this note, let me also extend my appreciation to the outgoing chair, the Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Mariam Nauha Ibrahim, for her leadership and excellent work. Excellencies, indeed, the biggest strength of SAARC is the diversity of ethnicities, beliefs, and cultures that we have among the more than 1 billion citizens who belong to our countries. It is what makes South Asia such a vibrant and exemplary region to the world. Excellencies, poverty however, remains a significant challenge in South Asia, and millions of our people feel its effects every day. We cannot ignore that poverty is not just an economic issue, but a matter of human development as well. Investing in human development empowers our people to break the cycle of poverty and lead more fulfilling lives. Sri Lanka is dedicated to these goals, and we encourage all SAARC member nations to join hands in our collective efforts to eradicate poverty and enhance human development throughout our region. Excellencies, we, the people of South Asia, are a resilient people. Every time we face a global crisis, we are quick to recover. Just 3 years after COVID-19, and with the assistance of fellow SAARC members and other international parties, our economies are currently recovering. In fact, despite fragile fiscal positions due to debt situations in some of our countries, the World Bank forecasts South Asia's economies to grow faster than any other developing country region this year. Excellencies, in the last few years, my country has experienced a challenging time, socially, economically, and politically. However, my government initiated various financial and economic reforms, and with the help of our close development partners, we are on the path to recovery too. I intend to lead my country towards prosperity, and I do not doubt that the support and solidarity of the international community accompanies our efforts. Excellencies, this year I met with the Honorable Prime Minister of India. Her Excellency the Prime Minister reiterated her commitment to support Sri Lanka in various sectors. Most importantly, we discussed the proposed road and railway bridge across the Palk Strait that would connect Talaimannar in Sri Lanka and Dhanushkodi in India. With this note, let me stress the importance of connectivity for economic growth. Trade between member countries and more people-to-people connections will certainly stimulate economic advancement. Let me also mention the continuous support and partnership the South Asia region receives from our friendly observer states. Just this month, I had the pleasure to meet with His Excellency, the President of the People's Republic of China, who pledged support for my country's growth-oriented economic transformation journey. I thank the People's Republic of China and other friendly observer states of SAARC for their continued support and friendship. I assure all of our friendly SAARC members and observers that with your auspicious assistance, Sri Lanka will make an economic comeback bigger and stronger. Excellencies, I want to note the importance of an organization such as SAARC that brings us all together to pursue regional cooperation and coexistence. I believe the secret between the bond among us, the people of South Asia, is because of SAARC. Before I conclude, let me reiterate my commitment to engaging with all of the members and observers of SAARC, especially on Sri Lanka's path to extended economic recovery. Bihoma stuti.
I thank His Excellency, the President of the Democratic Socialist Republic of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ibrahim Mahil Mohammed, for his statement. We thank Excellency's renewed commitment to accelerate the ideals of SAARC and wish the best of luck for your ambitious economic agenda. Now, I would like to take up Agenda Item 4, which is statements by the observer states of the SAARC. Accordingly, it is my pleasure to invite His Excellency, Mr. Abdul Samio Abdul Hamid, the distinguished delegate from Australia, to deliver his statement. Excellency, you have the floor.
Madam Chairperson, Her Excellency President of Maldives Rana Wahid, Excellencies, distinguished observers, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. I am delighted to be here in the Maldives, a country of breathtaking beauty, we Australians convey our deep appreciation to the government and people of Maldives for the excellent arrangements and their warm hospitality. Excellencies, since 2014, Australia has focused more on mutual economic engagements with our partners to upscale trade and commerce industries. Our trade policy and our aid policy are now more open than ever with the economic diplomacy in our foreign policy. In this regard, Australia is pursuing peace and prosperity through trade, investment, and economic growth. Of course, a robust private sector to engage in international platforms is more necessary than ever. Back in 2014, in hosting the G20 Summit and Indian Ocean Rim Association Summit in Perth, we aim to further engage with our international partners not only in their struggles to overcome environmental threats they have been facing, but also in improving all our well-being through sustainable economic projects. With our economic diplomacy, we recognize that there cannot be development and lasting reduction of poverty without economic growth. It cannot happen without stronger private sectors, freer markets, and more trade. Australia stands ready to support SAARC as you seek to spur economic growth by advancing regional cooperation and integration. Excellencies, Australia believes that South Asia is a region of extraordinary economic potential. The World Bank projects that South Asia's GDP will grow by 5.8% in 2024. However, South Asia remains one of the least integrated regions in the world. A range of factors contribute to this include shortage of infrastructure and onerous customs procedures. Imagine how much stronger this growth could be if these problems could be overcome. Excellencies, Australia is pleased to be able to support SAARC and South Asia as you tackle these obstacles to integration. In 2023 to 2024, we have budgeted to provide a total of $775.4 million in development assistance to SAARC members. Our strong focus is on trade facilitation, and I am pleased to advise you that in the coming years, Australia will scale up our support for integration in South Asia and with the focus on the pillar of economic recovery after COVID. Excellencies, our biggest and most long-term investments are in education, from school to technical and vocational education, to increase participations, to set the standards, and to improve the quality. I am pleased to announce that Australia will fund more than 1,600 scholarships in upcoming years under the Australia Awards program with short-term study and internship opportunities in addition to that number. After our initiation of the New Colombo Plan in 2014, more than 1,300 students have received opportunities to undertake studies or work in the Indo-Pacific region, including South Asia. The Australian government recognizes that our future is closely linked with your future, with South Asia and the Indo-Pacific region. We want to give young Australians an understanding of the rich cultures of our neighbors and the opportunity to build lasting friendships and contacts. Our future is your future. It is a common future, and it will be built by our young people studying and working together in your countries and mine. Let me conclude by wishing the second Model SAARC Summit all success in its endeavors and in assisting its future programs for secure and prosperous South Asia. I wish you all the best in your deliberations. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency, Mr. Abdul Sami Abdul Hamid, the distinguished delegate from Australia, for the encouraging statement delivered. I wish to acknowledge the kind cooperation extended to our organization and for your vision for the Indo-Pacific and South Asia regions. We look forward to Australia's future collaboration with the SAARC member countries. It is my pleasure to invite His Excellency Mr. Yunus Habib, the delegate from the People's Republic of China, to address the second Model SAARC Summit. Excellency, you have the floor.
Honorable Chairperson, President of the Maldives, Your Excellency Madam Rana Wahid, Your Excellencies Head of States, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I stand before you today on behalf of the People's Republic of China, honored to address this esteemed gathering of the Model SAARC as an observer state. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude for the opportunity to address this summit and to thank the President of the Maldives for the hospitality we have received, and to congratulate the Republic of Maldives on the excellent preparations for this summit. It is an honor to be here in these beautiful islands. Excellencies, China places a great importance on its role in fostering cooperation, stability, and prosperity in the South Asian region. In the report of the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China, His Excellency President Xi Jinping pointed out that changes of our world, our times, and of historical significance are unfolding in ways like never before. Asia, with the stability of the continent and the mutual trust among neighboring countries, has seen unprecedented growth and prosperity. Asian continent as a whole has doubled its share of the global economy, and the prospect of growth in this region with its vast resources are boundless. Excellencies, China's foreign policy principles in the region are guided by the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence, that being mutual respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference in internal affairs, equality and mutual benefit, and peaceful coexistence. Through these 5 principles, China's relations in the region has been growing at great speed with fruitful results. We firmly believe that these principles are the foundation for fostering friendly relations and enhancing cooperations among SAARC nations. Excellencies, China acknowledges the importance of humanitarian assistance to SAARC countries, especially in times of natural disasters, public health crises, and developmental challenges. Over the years, we have extended our hand in times of need. We have consistently provided disaster relief, medical supplies, and technical expertise to address issues such as the earthquake relief in Nepal, flood management in Bangladesh, and during the COVID-19 pandemic that had a devastating effect across the globe. These actions reflect our deep-rooted friendship with the nations of this region. Excellencies, economic cooperation is a cornerstone in China's engagement with SAARC nations. Our Belt and Road Initiative stands as a testament to our commitment to infrastructure development and connectivity. A total of 24 countries has signed the Belt and Road Initiative of China, and among them include 6 SAARC countries. China adheres to the idea of planning, building, and profiteering together. China remains devoted to the ideology of open, green, and clean collaboration and strives for high-standard, sustainable, and people-centered cooperation. To give financial assistance for infrastructure projects, China has launched the development of the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and the Silk Road Fund. A broad connectivity of architecture consisting of 6 corridors, 6 connectivity routes, several nations and ports has been established as a result of all stakeholders' collaborative efforts. The productive Belt and Road cooperation has boosted economic growth and enhanced people's lives in relevant nations, as well as provided a significant push to the region's economic growth. Projects such as the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor aims to boost trade, investment, and infrastructure development, benefiting not only China, but also our SAARC partners. We have also collaborated on technology transfer, industrial capacity building, and agricultural development, contributing to poverty reduction and improved living standards. Your Excellencies, as an observer state, China remains dedicated to deepening our relationship with SAARC countries, rooted in a spirit of friendship, cooperation, and shared development. We recognize the potential challenges of this dynamic region, and we stand ready to work hand in hand with all SAARC nations for a brighter, more prosperous future for the South Asian region. I wish this summit all the success. I hope we overcome the challenges that stand in the way of mutual growth of the region as a whole. Thank you.
I thank His Excellency Mr. Yunus Habib, the delegate from the People's Republic of China, for his statement. The development cooperation extended to SAARC member states by the People's Republic of China is much appreciated. I now have the pleasure to invite the distinguished delegate from Japan, Her Excellency Madam Afaf Ahmad Rashid, to deliver her statement at the summit. Excellency, you have the floor.
Thank you, Your Excellency President, Madam Rana Wahid, Chairperson of SAARC, Excellencies, distinguished representatives of SAARC member states, observer states, staff of the Secretariat, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to congratulate for holding the second Model SAARC Summit hosted by the Government of Republic of the Maldives. I would like to pay utmost respect for the endeavors of SAARC Secretariat towards promoting regional cooperation. Excellencies, I would like to Excellencies, Japan attaches its importance to strengthening cooperation with SAARC and its member states and has a designated ambassador of Japan to SAARC Secretariat in SAARC. The theme of the summit in 2014 was Deeper Integration for Peace and Prosperity, which promotes cooperation with each SAARC member state in areas such as energy, people-to-people exchange, democratization, peace building. Hence, it contributes to enhancing integration and connectivity within SAARC. As of energy, stable supply of electricity, this common challenge is for all SAARC member states. Japan has held its Japan SAARC Symposium on Energy 7 times since 2006. In the 8th symposium, the proposals sum up the discussion held previously. Therefore, we intend to share it with utmost high levels of each SAARC member state. Japan conducts studies to examine possible ways of cooperation, further strengthen connectivity among SAARC countries in the field of energy and power. Japan addresses the framework within the organization in the region, cooperating the political stability in meeting at ministerial levels, collaborating institutional interactions with SAARC since 1993. The support in activities of SAARC through Special SAARC Japan Fund, we are considered a friendly country to all members in SAARC and South Asia region for energy security, environment-related cooperations. Japan since 2007 displayed youth exchange programs under the scheme of Genesis, where approximately 2,500 young people from SAARC member states and additional 64 people visited Japan in December. An additional 36,000 in the region benefited from this, and the Genesis 2022 Phase 2 has contributed $2 million for this program. Excellencies, Japan will continue to extend its cooperation in enhancing peace building, national reconciliation, democratization, good governance in the SAARC region under the policy of proactive contribution to peace with the principle of international cooperations. Japan will cooperate in disaster risk reduction with the 3rd UN World Conference in Disaster Risk Reduction held in Sendai on March previously, the adaptation and succeeding frameworks of the Hyogo Action 2005 and to 2015. In 2005, the International Guideline for Disaster Risk Reduction was adopted, promoting cooperation in the field of disaster risk reduction between Japan and the SAARC countries where disaster-prone states in SAARC have suffered from natural disasters. With regret, I speak the host city of Sendai was hit by the Great East Japan earthquake in 2011. and we have learned lessons from the past. Therefore, I would like all SAARC member states to participate in future conferences and see our reconstruction efforts. Madam Chairperson, improved connectivity through deeper integration within SAARC and promoting partnership in various fields between SAARC states and other countries are crucial for South Asia to achieve growth and development appropriate for its potential. As a closing statement from Japan, Japan would like to contribute to strengthening integration and connectivity among SAARC countries by developing new areas of cooperation towards deeper integration in the region. At length, the interrelations of Japan and SAARC countries, the strength of interrelations in Asia, I hope that this summit will give impetus and further enhance relationships among the SAARC member states to build SAARC into a better working structure in many ways for all relevant countries. Thank you for your kind attention.
I thank the distinguished delegate from Japan, Madam Afaf Ahmad Rashid, for her kind statement. Let me also acknowledge the helpful cooperation the government of Japan has always extended to our organization and for the further commitment expressed today. Finally, we have the last observer speaker for this inaugural session of the second Model SAARC Summit. I am delighted to call upon the distinguished delegate from the United States, Mr. Saifullah Walid, to address this important gathering. Excellency, you have the floor.
Madam Chairperson, distinguished leaders from across SAARC, Excellencies, a very good evening to you all. I am honored to stand before you today in the beautiful Maldives, a nation known for its breathtaking natural beauty, rich culture, and warm hospitality, truly the sunny side of life. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to our gracious host for their warm welcome and outstanding organization of this Model SAARC Summit. Excellencies, the United States value diplomacy, cooperation, and collaboration, and it is at the forefront of our diplomatic efforts. We firmly believe in the strength of our shared vision for a prosperous and peaceful South Asian region. Since 2007, when the United States joined SAARC as an observer, we have witnessed the region's rapid economic rise and growing importance. That is precisely why we have invested over $24 billion in the past 5 years on the socio-economic development aspects of the region. Our collective strength, driven by mutual respect and shared interests, can uplift the region and provide a better future for our people. It is truly heartening to hear words of such optimism and determination from the leaders that give us great hope for the region. Excellencies, the world is facing unprecedented challenges as we speak. The COVID-19 pandemic and Russia's unprovoked military aggression against Ukraine has tested our resilience and exposed vulnerabilities in our health systems, economies, and governance. The United States remains committed to continue to work with our SAARC partners to address these shared challenges as it remains our global responsibility. It has indeed been a pleasure for the United States government to contribute to the pandemic response in the region and for the assistances we have provided in times of crisis. Excellencies, economic growth and trade are pivotal for our prosperity. The United States is eager to expand trade and investment in the SAARC nations, fostering greater economic integration and shared benefits. We believe in a rules-based trade system that creates opportunities for each and everyone. We also strongly support efforts by SAARC to continue its pursuit of a South Asian free trade area. A fully implemented SAFTA would represent one of SAARC's most significant achievements. However, sustained peace and prosperity cannot be achieved by economic connectedness alone. The region's fragile democracies must improve their open and accountable government, implement growth strategies, and respect the environment. It must also establish inclusive political and economic systems. SAARC, it must ensure that it is equally focused on good governance and the rule of law as a fundamental aspect of the regional growth strategy. Therefore, together with our allies, we will continue to work on addressing threats to democracy and human rights on platforms such as the recent Summit for Democracy, which produced new pledges, initiatives, and reforms to protect these rights. Climate change. It remains another looming threat that affects us all. Extreme heat, uncontrollable forest fires, flash floods, and severe erosions have become an annual plight for Americans. We saw the devastating floods in Pakistan last year, the impact of sea level rise, and storm surges here in the Maldives. Melting glaciers and extended heat waves continue to threaten livelihoods across the region. This is why the United States is at the forefront of tackling climate issues. We are committed to scaling up international climate finance and to enhance its impact and to defining, measuring, and reporting U.S. international climate finance. These commitments are indeed a testament to the seriousness and the importance the United States attach to this issue. Excellencies, security is paramount. Terrorism and transnational crime pose a great threat to our societies. The United States remains steadfast in its commitment to work with SAARC nations to combat terrorism, strengthen regional security, and enhance intelligence sharing and coordination. The United States also acknowledges the interconnectedness of the Indo-Pacific region with South Asia. And it recognizes that much of our planet's future will be written here in the Indo-Pacific. Our enduring commitment to this region and our collaboration with our allies and partners will help us to achieve a free and open, interconnected, prosperous, resilient, and secure region for all. Before I conclude, I reiterate our commitment to the SAARC process. Not only we will continue to work bilaterally with individual member countries on their economic development journeys, but we will also work with SAARC collectively on its goals of regional integration and connectivity. We believe in the potential of this region to achieve great things, and we stand ready to work hand in hand with our SAARC partners. As we engage in meaningful discussions over the coming days, let us keep in mind the dreams and aspirations of the people we represent. Thank you, Madam Chairperson, Excellencies, for the opportunity to be part of this Model Summit. I thank you.
I thank the distinguished delegate from the United States, Mr. Saifullah Walid, for the encouraging statement delivered. We recognize with appreciation the multiple collaborations enjoyed by SAARC member countries and the United States. This brings to the end of Agenda Item 4, statements by the observer states at this inaugural session of the second Model SAARC Summit. Now, may I invite the attention of the distinguished delegates to the report before us contained in the document A/2023/Council of SAARC/25. May we consider adoption of the reports of the Council of Ministers held on 29th October 2023. I see no objections or reservations, and so it is decided. Excellencies, heads of states and governments, honorable ministers, distinguished delegates from the observer states, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the conclusion of the inaugural session of the second Model SAARC Summit. It has been a contributory and fruitful session. Thank you for your kind cooperation and united efforts, as well as the common stand on most of the issues tabled on the agenda. We shall soon make progressive decisions on the outstanding matters during the course of this summit. Since we have successfully completed the agenda of the inaugural session of the second Model SAARC Summit, I take the liberty to adjourn this summit meeting. It is so decided.
Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Honored Chief Guest of the Model SAARC Summit, Madam Farzana Zahir, Additional Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Maldives. esteemed Vice Chancellor of the Maldives National University, Dr. Muhammad Sharif, distinguished representatives from SAARC missions in the Maldives and SAARC observer missions in the Maldives, respected deans of the Maldives National University faculties, honored guests, my fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dima Adnan, and I will be the Master of Ceremony for the cultural segment of the second Model SAARC Summit. We are extremely honored and excited to have enchanting and rich cultural music, songs and dances to present to you this evening by various SAARC communities in Male. You are about to witness mesmerizing and cultural performing arts from 6 SAARC countries. It will take you on a musical and dance tour of great talents, artistic beauty of 6 countries. Let me call onto the stage the largest group of performers for this segment, the Sri Lankan community.
A very good evening to respected dignitaries and the audience. I'm proud to represent the Indian Cultural Center, High Commission of India. I join my director, Mrs. Manjistha Mukherjee Bhatt, in thanking MNU for giving us this wonderful opportunity. Thank you. Hope you all like it. You can join me if you want.
इश्क जैसे है एक आंधी, इश्क है एक तूफान, इश्क के आगे बेबस है दुनिया में हर इंसान, इश्क में सब दीवाने हैं, इश्क में सब हैरान, इश्क में सब कुछ मुश्किल है, इश्क में सब आसान। देखो प्यारी ये नजारे, ये दीवानी, ये परवाने हैं, इश्क में कैसे गुम।
हाय तुमसे मिलके दिल का है जो हाल, क्या करें, हो गया है कैसा ये कमाल, क्या करें।
तुमसे मिलके दिल का है जो हाल, क्या करें, हो गया है कैसा ये कमाल, क्या करें।
तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम माँ, तुम तारा 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 तुम माँ, तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम तारा तुम।
सुभान अल्लाह, 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 सुभान अल्लाह।
सिफारिश जो करता हमारी, देता वो तुमको बता,
शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता, जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना, होना है तुझ में फना। चांद सिफारिश जो करता हमारी, देता वो तुमको बता, शर्मो हया के पर्दे गिरा के करनी है हमको खता, जिद है अब तो है खुद को मिटाना, होना है तुझ में फना। सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह, सुभान अल्लाह। सुनो ना संग मरमर की ये मीनारें, कुछ भी नहीं है आगे तुम्हारे, आज इस दिल पे मेरे राज तुम्हारा, ताज तुम्हारा। सुनो ना संगे मरमर की ये भी नहीं है आगे तुम्हारे। आज इस दिल पे मेरे ताज तुम्हारा, ताज तुम्हारा। सुनो ना संगे मरमर की ये मीनारें, आँखें तेरी शबनमी, चेहरा तेरा आईना, तू बन गया है मेरे जीने की एक वजह। तेरी हंसी तेरी अदा औरों से है बिल्कुल जुदा। तू ही मेरी शब है, सुबह है, तू ही दिन है मेरा, तू ही मेरा रब है जहाँ है, तू ही मेरी दुनिया। तू वक्त मेरे लिए है, मैं हूँ तेरा लम्हा, कैसे रहेगा भला होके तू मुझसे जुदा। वो क्यों आजकल नींद कम ख्वाब ज़्यादा है, लगता खुदा का कोई नेक इरादा है। करता फकीर आज दिल शहज़ादा है, लगता खुदा का कोई नेक इरादा है। क्या मुझे प्यार है या कैसा खुमार है, या क्या मुझे प्यार है या कैसा खुमार है, या ओ शामें मलंग सी, रातें सुरंग सी, बागी उड़ान पे ही ना जाने क्यों इलाही मेरा जी आए आए, इलाही मेरा जी आए आए, इलाही मेरा जी आए आए, इलाही मेरा जी आए आए। शामें मलंग सी, रातें सुरंग सी, बागी उड़ान पे ना जाने क्यों इलाही मेरा जी आए आए, 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 इलाही मेरा जी आए।
ছেলে আমার বড় হবে, মাকে বলতো সে কথা, হবে মানুষের মতো মানুষ এক, লেখা ইতিহাসের পাতায় নিজ হাতে খেতে পারতাম না। বাবা বলতো ও খোকা, যখন আমি থাকবো না, কি করবি রে বোকা, এ তো রক্তের সাথে রক্তের টান, স্বার্থের অনেক ঊর্ধ্বে। হঠাৎ অজানা ঝড়ে তোমায় হারালাম, মাথায় আকাশ ভেঙে পড়লো। বাবা কতদিন কতদিন দেখি না তোমায়, কেউ বলে না তোমার মতো কোথায় খোকা, ওরে বুকে আয়। বাবা কত রাত দেখি না তোমায়, কেউ বলে না মানি কোথায় আমার, ওরে বুকে আয়। চশমাটা তেমনই আছে, আছে লাঠিও পাঞ্জাবি তোমার, ইজিজিয়ারটাও আছে নেই সেখানে, অলস দেহ শুধু তোমার। আজানের ধ্বনি আজ শুনি, ভাঙাবে না ভোরে ঘুম জানি, শুধু শুনি না তোমার সেই দরাজ কণ্ঠে পড়া পবিত্র কোরআনের বাণী। বাবা কতদিন কতদিন দেখি না তোমায়, কেউ বলে না তোমার মতো কোথায় খোকা, ওরে বুকে আয়। বাবা কত রাত দেখি না তোমায়, কেউ বলে না মানি কোথায় আমার, ওরে বুকে আয়। হবে মানুষের মতো মানুষ, ইতিহাসের পাতায় নিজ হাতে খেতে পারতাম না। বাবা বলতো খোকা ও খোকা, যখন আমি থাকবো না, কি করবি রে বোকা, এ তো রক্তের সাথে রক্তের টান, স্বার্থের অনেক ঊর্ধ্বে। হঠাৎ অজানা ঝড়ে তোমায় হারালাম, মাথায় আকাশ ভেঙে পড়লো। বাবা কতদিন কতদিন দেখি না তোমায়, কেউ বলে না তোমার মতো কোথায় খোকা, ওরে বুকে আয়। বাবা কত রাত দেখি না তোমায়, কেউ বলে না মানি কোথায় আমার, ওরে বুকে আয়। থ্যাংক ইউ। মাস 10 দিন ধরে গর্ভে ধারণ, কষ্টের তীব্রতায় করেছে আমায় লালন। হঠাৎ কোথায় না বলে হারিয়ে গেল, অন্তরের বাঁধন কোথা হারালো। সবাই বলে ওই আকাশে লুকিয়ে আছে, খুঁজে দেখো পাবে দূর নক্ষত্র মাঝে। রাতের তারা আমায় কি তুই বলতে পারিস, কোথায় আছে ভোরের তারা রাতের তারা আমাকে জানিয়ে দিস, অনেক কেঁদেছি আর কাঁদতে পারি না। মায়ের কোলে শুয়ে হারানো শিশু, অন্য মুখে খুঁজে ফিরিস প্রিয় মন। অনেক দিনের জালে মাগো বেঁধেছিলে তাই, বিষাদের অভয় অরণ্যে ভক্ত পুপায়। সবাই বলে ওই আকাশে লুকিয়ে আছে, খুঁজে দেখো পাবে দূর নক্ষত্র মাঝে। রাতের তারা আমায় কি তুই বলতে পারিস, কোথায় আছে কেমন আছে মা? ভোরের তারা রাতের তারা আমাকে জানিয়ে দিস, অনেক কেঁদেছি আর কাঁদতে পারি না। সবাই বলে ওই আকাশে লুকিয়ে আছে, খুঁজে দেখো পাবে দূর নক্ষত্র মাঝে। রাতের তারা আমায় কি তুই বলতে পারিস, কোথায় আছে কেমন আছে মা? ভোরের তারা রাতের তারা আমাকে জানিয়ে দিস, অনেক কেঁদেছি আর কাঁদতে পারি না।
सानो हुँदै हुँदै अहिले त दोहोरो जु हर्लाक्क हुँदैछ ए हा हा सानोमा सानो भन्दामा रोसीमा खोलाले बगायो गएको हिउँदोमा देखेको सानी अहिले पो मलाई छाक्यायो हाम्रो त बाजेको पालामा बाजेले भन्थ्यो हेर्थे बिहानी दिउँसोमा बखरामा हेर बेलुकी भैँसीको घोडामा एक परिवारसम्म पुगिमा सक्यो अब त यसोमा घरबार हेर जुत्तामा हेर्दामा ठुलोमा हेर बुहारी हेर्दामा सानो हेर जुत्तामा हेर्दामा ठुलोमा हेर
मुझे रोक रोक पूछा, तेरा हम सफर कहाँ है? इन्हीं रास्तों पे चलते कभी घाम जंग हुआ मुझे रोक रोक पूछा, मुझे रोक रोक पूछा, तेरा हम सफर कहाँ है? तेरा है बतेरा पूरा कर जरूरी नो आम सी हो रही आया रास्ता ना दिखलाया दिल हमारा दे सहारा ख्वाहिशात अधूरी नो बारी में जावा मैं तेनू बुलावा गल सारी ता होए मेरे ढोल जदाया दी तेनू खबर किवे होवे आ जावे दिल तेरा पूरा भी ना होवे बात किवे होवे आ जावे दिल तेरा पूरा भी ना होवे पूरा भी ना होवे
इश्की फकीरानी पीरों मुरीदानी इश्की वलियानी हुदाए खलीलानी इश्के पिड़ा के मरचा कफ्तरा बानी हमलो मा गंजा कसी हस्ती बिजानी इश्क नूर वा तरबा मिसरी चम्मानी नबी इश्क चुकी तो को तो पिलानी कना यारी गतारी इश्के नामे गार अदा कना यारी
दोस्त गोड़ा दोस्तेचे फायदे रोज वजन दोस्त रावा हमेशा निरादे मन हो तारा साथ दाते टोक कम ज्यादे मेहरंगा दिला अस्त न बदला मवादे बाय दे के मन का न गेलक चुशी रोचा फायदे नी निवा एदा धीरे बत्ती रोका शमु शमल लेके तगे गपा नवती निवा अंचे मर्दम नेस्ते के कासे दे बरोका दोस्त गुशी शंकु इच मको चोप बेका गप मका कार बे गम बेका वार बे दिल गुशी शंकु वार बेका चोप मा बे गम मका बार बे दोस्ता गुजार मा बे हम मनी मुखालिफा अतई बीत दोस्त तेजु शिकारा आना वाला मनी चंबोत दोस्त दर दुश्मन बीत दोस्त वदा मुतमईन को मा वतु वती दिल पर
Vice Chancellor, distinguished representatives from SAARC missions and SAARC observer missions, and my fellow students. We have come to the end of the cultural show and the second Model SAARC Summit. Thank you all for joining the summit and honoring us with your delightful presence. And thank you so much for performers of the Maldives National University Student Union for the enchanting performance. Let us give a round of applause for the Maldivian dancers as well as all the other groups that have showcased their beautiful culture on the stage tonight. Finally, the summit will conclude with a vote of thanks. May I call upon class leader Muhammad Rauhan to deliver the vote of thanks. Muhammad Rauhan, you have the floor.
Thank you. And I would like to apologize for the delays, first of all. So let me start my vote of thanks. The honored chief guest of the second Model SAARC Summit, the Additional Secretary of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Ms. Farzana Zahir, foreign dignitaries of SAARC countries and SAARC observer states, the esteemed Vice Chancellor of the University, Dr. Muhammad Sharif, Deputy Vice Chancellors of the University, Deans of the Faculties of a University, students from schools and institutions, my fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. The concluding second Model SAARC Summit has been a great event with your presence. This is an event organized in partial fulfillment of the module Regional Politics and SAARC, which aimed at providing practical learning experience for us. In planning, organizing, and researching for the event, we have learned a lot and gained practical experiences in learning leadership, teamwork, public relations, networking, in addition to regional politics and policies of SAARC. We managed hugely to benefit from this event due to the extensive support and cooperation we received from a number of sources for whom we are most grateful for. To begin with the list of gratitude, at the foremost, let me thank our chief guest, the Additional Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ms. Farzana Zahir, for gracing this event at our request amid her busy schedule. Your Excellency's presence has livened up this event. May I also acknowledge the encouraging responses we always receive from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs whenever we approach them with the multiple requests. All the country flags and the table stands that are found here are all made available with the courtesy of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Therefore, my fellow students, please join me by show of hands to give a round of applause to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Thank you very much. This event would not have been so colorful and jubilant if the resident missions of SAARC countries in the Maldives were not helpful and collaborative in response to our invitations. Many of the beautiful cultural dances and the singings we have enjoyed have been organized and sponsored by the SAARC communities in collaboration with their embassies or high commissions. We observed talented performers of different ages proudly showcasing their cultural and performing arts. Therefore, allow me to mention here the parties that presented colorful dances and the performances. High Commission of Bangladesh and their community in the Maldives. High Commission of India and its Indian Cultural Center and their community in the Maldives. High Commission of Pakistan and their community in the Maldives. High Commission of Sri Lanka and their community in the Maldives. The Cultural Dance Group of MNU Student Union. And the group of Nepalese nationals. Despite the Nepal not having a diplomatic mission in the Maldives to assist and coordinate in such a matter, the group of Nepali nationals presented a wonderful performance and made our cultural segment even more bountiful. And I must acknowledge that according to the information shared with me, that this is the first time a Nepalese group presented such an item in an event held in the Maldives. The Maldives National Student Union is a great source of help for us who always extends assistance whenever we approach them. On behalf of the organizers and my fellow mates, I thank MNUSU for their great support. Let me also acknowledge the top leadership of the university for taking great interest in student-led activities. On this note, I wish to highlight the interest we received from the Dean of Faculty of Arts, Mr. Asim Abdul Sattar. We are appreciative of the opportunity to showcase our capability in successfully organizing this event. Thank you, sir. Furthermore, I would like to express our gratitude to the marketing department of MNU for their assistance in promoting the visibility of this event, and to the IT department for their various assistance in setting up for this occasion. Additionally, we would like to thank Bidabin Events for providing us with the full audio solution for this event. Bidabin Events accommodated to a very last-minute request made by us. Truly, we are immensely thankful for you for stepping up. Thank you very much. Our parental body, the Faculty of Arts, has supported us with multiple assistance and cooperation in connection with the organization of this event successfully. I would also like to thank two members of the faculty, lecturers Dr. Ahmad Zaki and Ms. Aida Hamad, for generously giving time from their schedule to evaluate our performances tonight. Thank you very much. Some other important mentions include our MC for the night, Havva Dima Adnan, and to SSTV, who is broadcasting this event. Finally, but most importantly, on behalf of my class, I would like to express our fondest appreciation to our lecturer, Assistant Professor Dr. Ali Shamim, for his enduring guidance and unwavering support to make this event a success. Thank you so much for the effort in making the module Regional Politics and SAARC an insightful and enriching learning experience. Before I conclude, I would like to thank all of you once again for your presence here. It is my great pleasure to invite you all for dinner at the Manhattan Business Hotel. I wish you a restful and enjoyable time. Thank you very much.